Hello, this is my Mr. Cabrera math project for angles. So starting off with a linear pair when two angles are corresponding and supplementary. An example of this is C and E or D and B right here. Supplementary are angles that are that add up to 180. So an example of that can be D and B here, C and E and C, and yeah. So next up is adjacent, and that's when they share a common line. So C right here is adjacent to E right here because they share this line here, but there's an intersection between them. Vertical angles are angles that are congruent and equal all of the time. An example of this could be A and A. A we know is 90 degrees because of the right triangle here, or of the right angle here. So that means these are 90 degrees, meaning that these two would have to add up to 90 degrees, also meaning that F is 90. So, because 90 plus 90 equals 180. Moving on from that, the triangle sum theorem. Our triangle here is A, B, and C, although it's written quite oddly and at an angle, not as you would normally see it. But the triangle sum theorem is when these three angles add up to a triangle and add up to 180. So A would be, if all of these were 60, that'd be triangle sum theorem. And they are also projected on the outside version of them, because if we're to go to scribble here, you can see that this and this are the same. A part of here, this and this are the same. B, this and this are the same. So triangle exterior angle theorem is an angle of a triangle that is equal to the sum of the two opposite interior angles. So that an example of that sorry, an example of that could be A, because A, it could cover for B and C. Or actually, another example would be D and E. So D and E would make the other half of B and C. So corresponding is when two angles are next to each other. So that's an example of that is C and E, B and D and B, B and H and A and F, F and C, C and A, and so on. An alternate interior angle is when a pair of angles on the outer side of the two parallel lines, but on the opposite side of the transversal. So an example of this, these are our two parallel lines here, this one and this one. Sorry, that needed to be shown. So an example of this could be F and B, because they're on opposite sides of the transverse. Oh wait, we'll do, to make more sense, yeah, F and B would work, because this is all the way over here, this is all the way over here. These are alternate exterior angles, I'm sorry. And alternate interior angles would be angles in between or in the parallel lines that are on opposite sides. So an example of that could be D and C. Again, sorry that C is used twice here. I know it could get a little confusing. So same side interior is where the two lines that are parallel get intersected by a transversal line. Or in other words, they add up to 180. So an example of that could be, you could say the C and E here, because they get intersected by this line. And finally, same side exterior are two angles on the exterior and they add up to 180. So an example of this could be B and F, assuming that these lines are parallel and this is parallel. Or actually, these don't have to be parallel. So just assuming that these two lines are parallel, B and F are same side exterior lines, angles. Thank you. Bye bye.